Hi there, once again, welcome to another part, maybe even the final part of this guide to how to use CanDo. And since the last video, I've developed things a little bit more. So we're on holiday version 0.4 now, and you can see by clicking on this, I've added quite a few rooms to the thing, maybe 30 or 40 rooms there, which is quite a lot. So taking a look at the game, you can see death screens. You jump off the balcony and die. You jump into the road and die. So sometimes you can die in this game. And if you run out of energy, you simply die. And then after that, it takes you back. So this is room 1. You might be familiar with room 1 from the last video. And I haven't initialized this, so this is basically what I've got going on at the moment. So you can see, well, the only major changes are a couple more buttons, and, well, let's have a look at the routine. And edit that. So this is our side panels. First of all, it checks to make sure the time is correct. It then measures the temperature, and whatever that's meant to be, the temperature then affects the person. And you can see if we're not wearing if the temperature is cold, and if we're not wearing the jacket, then health goes down. And if the temperature is hot and we're not wearing the sun cream, then health goes down. Same with the glasses, same with the sun hat. And this happens every time we draw a panel. So, it checks it and checks it. So every time you do something outside, it'll spend 5 minutes, it'll go through it each time, and it'll affect the person. And I think at the top is check to see if we're, oh no, the dead thing isn't on there, I moved it. So anyway, after that, if it's indoor, then the indoor temperature is always 23 degrees, and that overrides everything else. So you're always safe indoors, and because it's 23 degrees, it shouldn't be affected by this 24, 25. So you're always safe inside no matter what you've got, so you can run into a place and be safe. And then it draws all the buttons that you've seen before, the rectangle and everything else. And I've added a burp as well, and this isn't finalized, this is just something that I was messing around with. And you can see if I eat too much, it says you are feeling full, and let health equals health -5. And if you drink too much, it says you are feeling ill, health equals health -10. So as long as the hiccup is equal to 4, it's gonna lose your health, and the only way you can get out of that is either eat something else, and that drops that hiccup, or you can buy something else, and that'll drop a hiccup from your inventory. I then flush all of the images, because before I did that, the program took about 8 megabytes of memory with all the pictures, because it memorizes every single picture in the game. So I've just put flush all on this universal routine, so that gets rid of everything. So now we're back to being able to run this on a stock Amiga. And then exit scripts, I don't think you really need that, but that's at the end of all this anyway. So that means hopefully there'll be no more script going on after that. To handle death, I've simply put that on the buttons. So no matter which button it is, on click, before it does anything, it checks. And if health is -30, which is pretty good, then, well, I could have that -100 or -1000 or whatever, but as soon as it gets to -30, it goes to death 1. And if you're not dead, then it goes to room 2. And it checks for death on every single one of those buttons. And you can also see that I've also got buttons now. I've added buttons to all these, so let's check out slot 1. And this is the big routine for getting rid of stuff. So if the item 1 is a bottle, then I'll look at it. If it's a wrapper, then I'll look at it. If it's a burp, then it does that. If it's a hiccup, it hiccups. for the sound effect, but that's not in yet. If it's a jacket, then it takes the jacket off, and that's handy. If you put the jacket on and you realise you're losing so much health, you can actually take it off now. And water, you can drink the water, you can apply the sun cream, and if it's a bun, it turns into wrapper and you eat the bun. And water also turns into water bottle before you drink the water. So that's the glasses and the hat, and then we've got foods down here, and some of those are good and some of those are bad. And if you're buying food outside that has flies on it, it'll be a bad one. And if you're ordering something, well, with flies around it, it'll be a bad one, but sometimes it'll be a good one. And beer as well, you can have good and bad beer. If you order ice with things and the ice has come from the tap, then you'll have stomachache. So that's bad beer, bad shorts, bad cocktails. And that's, you learn that the hard way. Don't order it with ice. And then at the end, draw a panel. Now at the bottom of this on click for a menu item, I originally had it do draw screen room 1. And that was a mistake, and unfortunately I've copied that mistake to every single panel, of which there are 7, and every single screen, of which there are about 40 in the entire game. So I fixed it on this one. This is room 1, but if we can move outside, go out here, and I don't know, let's check this one. Unfortunately, it's on every single one of those click things, so no matter what I do, it always returns me back to room 1 after I've done it. And that means I need to go through the entire game, literally the entire game, and put that in, which means that everything's ground to a halt. Ground literally to a halt, because that takes a long time, and that's not something I've got time for when I'm trying to make the play guides and all the other videos for this summer. So in order to check this out, we're going to play it. And in order to play it, let's see, I think I've got 16 meg RAM, still doing alright for that. So in order to play it, we have to have CanDo running at the same time, and that means that we get the paths right without having to jig it around. And there is a path alterer tool, I notice, in the package. So let's start the game. And now it opens up with an introductory text, and it also lists out 6 till 8 PM when things are actually happening, some of the sights and sounds. And now we can enter the game. And it resets everything. We're on day 1. So first thing I'm going to do is take a shower. I'll spend some time. And then I'm going to go out. I'm going to enjoy the balcony. And I'm going to enjoy the balcony for a little bit and chill out. And then I'm going to go in. And the mission of day 1 is to survive it and to do various things. So let's go through that. Let's first of all walk into the dining room. And in here we can eat. Our health is 700 at the moment. It's 9:15. Let's eat something. It's now 10:20. Our health is 1,000. And we haven't spent any money because we're on half board, so that's alright. The dining and the lounge goes away because we can't lounge in there. And you can't lounge in here either. Well, you can, but we're not going to do. So let's move out now onto the street. And you might notice the temperature indoors is always 23. We're on day 1. So now we're outside, it's 27. And we haven't got anything at the moment. And it still says your balcony. I've still got to go through every single screen of the game and rename them. Or get rid of it, or do something with it. I don't know quite what. But you can see that we're now outside. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and get the sun cream. And the sun cream is important because it stops us taking damage. And if you know where that is, right from the square 1, right from day 1, then you can just pick it up. But if you don't, then you might have to run around trying to find it. And I'm still going to have to alter the colour palette of this particular picture, and then the background will use item number 2 and, you know, these actual colours so we can see what we've just picked up. But we've just picked up the sun cream, And I'm not sure if that actually is meant to disappear. Let's have a look. Or, well, let's walk along the pier. Actually, we can walk all along the beach and all down the beach in the final game. But in this one, unfortunately, I haven't programmed that in because, well, various things. So let's go back, and yep, the sun cream has now disappeared. So there's a bug in the code that doesn't get rid of the sun cream. That was working, but it's now there. We've now got it. So what can we do? Well, let's explore a bit more, and you can see we can move around to various rooms, and health's going down. And so this is the middle of the beach. There's some sun cream there. We can laze on the beach for a little bit. And now, if we go inland, we can find this place. And by moving around, you might think, where are we? I'm completely lost. But look, here's the sunglasses. Pick up the sunglasses. Now we've got the sun cream and the sunglasses. So that means we can now head back. What time is it? Well, it's in the middle of the day. It's 31 degrees. Let's just get back to the hotel. And now up into the elevator. We can now what should we do? Let's take a shower, and now let's leap through it and have a siesta for a bit. 6 15, 14, 13, so that's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, 7, 6, 5. And so we've taken a siesta. Let's have a look outside, rest and chill out for a bit. Now, hopefully, well, it's getting towards the evening time actually, so let's put the jacket on. Now we've got the jacket. Now, hopefully, it's 1800. Does that mean the restaurant's open? It does, so we can have our evening meal. And now we can leave. 9, 8, 7. So the restaurant is still open. We can eat another meal if we really want to do that and spend some more time. But let's just leave the restaurant and go back to the bar. And from here, hopefully, we can get some water. Well, that doesn't work, unfortunately, because I have fixed that change, but I forgot to save those changes up. So that's a little bit annoying, but it's not like the bar is miles away. We've got some water. We can even dine out at the bar, and we can watch TV. And let's just, well, we've got the jacket on, so hopefully, well, we're still taking a bit of health away, lingering in the spot. But getting a bit peckish now. It's 9 o'clock, so let's have another bite to eat. That takes us up to 12:30 at night. We've done all our stuff, so now we can return back to the hotel and maybe chill out on the balcony for a bit. And now it's time for bed. So, well, let's take the jacket off actually. And so we've got that, and now we can move on to the next day. It's now 8:15 on day 3, it looks like. Maybe I double click that, no idea. But anyway, now the aim of this one is to find the sun hat, and the sun hat can be reached a number of ways. But what I'm going to do is, well, from there I can actually check out the White Star bar, which is kind of a boat-shaped bar thing with the Beatles in front of it. And from there I can get onto the beach. And the beach road, I've managed to put the beach road in. We can read a book here for a while and chill out reading a book, or walk down and check out the beach, even though that isn't actually in the game as yet. And then at the end of the beach, we can either walk up to the peninsula, and we can check out the view from the peninsula, relax for a bit, and then we can come back into town, and in town we can do some shopping, and we can dine, chill out. So let's chill out. We can also shop. What can we buy? We can buy a hat, and we can buy a new jacket. So on the final day, day 10 of the game, the aim will be to get your new jacket, but for now, let's just get the sun hat, and then hopefully it won't be taking too much more damage. Now, well, look at the health. So we're going to have to dine out, if that's even possible. Well, it's not possible because I haven't programmed that button in. So it looks like we're probably going to die before we get anywhere, because I think we went out before breakfast, and therefore it's going to be a bit of a pain. Well, let's see. We've got the sun cream on, the sunglasses, and the sun hat. Let's see if we take any damage. No, we don't take any damage. So now this leads us on to the port area, and again I've got the port photographs in, but there it is. You can see it. And in the final game, you get to go out, check that out, lays around on the port for a bit. These are the portaloos, and you get to play with the pigeons. And now it's been a long walk, so let's go back. No, we can't go back that way. We'll have to go down to the beach road again. And of course, well, that's another mistake. So for some reason I went forward there, and it took me all the way back to here. But you saw I walk down the beach road before pressing forwards, and it didn't do that. So I've no idea what happened then. But there is a bug in the game. I'll have to watch that. So anyway, we're now back in the hotel room. Chill out for a bit, and then let's see, 3 o'clock. We haven't got the jacket on, and yet it's not coming up with the jacket. So that's another bug in the game. We've not got the jacket on. It's not giving me the option to take the jacket off. Well, it's only giving me the option to take it off. So that's basically the game. Take another shower. Look at that, health 25. What happened? Health 15. I'm taking a shower, but my health is going down. So there are still lots of bugs in the game, it looks like. I have no idea why. I've literally no idea why. Well, it's 31 degrees, so because of the bug, it still thinks we're outside in the baking heat. That's why everything's still going down. And because outside is the lobby, basically. I'm probably not going to get there. Outside is marked by that button there. And as soon as I go outside, it's going to say I've gone outside. And as soon as I come back, it's there. I'm indoors, but unfortunately I've died. So that's the game. There's a lot to it, and there's a bit more to it. There'll be a treasure hunt later on. You'll be able to walk right down to the end of the beach. But for now, there's no score in there either. And so health is very rudimentary at this point. And money, well, I can spend money, but you won't really notice it much going down. And so the only other rooms that I haven't shown you in this, if you go further up the road, there's actually market. We can buy stuff, and that takes some time, and you can buy stuff. And there's also crazy golf. We can chill out and play crazy golf for a bit, and that takes you back to the Beatles bar. And if you go up the road and down the road, so it's context driven. If I press F here, that's go up the road, and I can't do that. And if I press B, that means we go back down that same road again, all the way back to this junction again. If I press L, that takes us back to the beach. And if I press R here, that's broken, because that's meant to take us onto the sand. And again, we're now 27 degrees because the indoor-outdoor thing is broken. So anyway, there are a few bugs in the game, but you get to see at least what I was trying to do with it. And taking a shower actually works again. It's now going up. So, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So yeah, the game is there, rudimentary basics, about 40 screens of it. And if I collect things up, we should be able to click on things. And obviously I forgot to do that once I was outside. So let's see, get bun, does that work? Well, it does. If I can eat the bun, you eat the small bun. And if you click on the wrapper, you look at the empty wrapper hungrily. And every time you look at it, it spends 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. It seems to be spending an hour looking at that. But you can see it is possible. So we can take the jacket on and off, and we can look at things and eat buns and drink water, and that'll increase the health. At the moment I'm minus 500 health. It's not going to do anything until I move the screen, and then it'll check it. So that's kind of my game, and it all starts with that. Enter game, it all starts with an idea. So if you've got an idea for a game, multi-screen game where players can interact with stuff, all I'm saying is it is possible with CanDo. It is actually possible to get this, and you're in a castle and you've got a graphic coming down that shifts down the screen with, you know, time, and that's a black, and behind that there's a candle burning, and every time you lower it down the screen, the flame, which is on a black box, goes down. It looks like the candle's burning, and you can have all your boxes down here: fight, talk, melee, you know, attack, investigate, examine, and all the rest of it. And you can attack. There'll be a drawbridge, and you go forwards, and it says the drawbridge down, raised up, and it shows another graphics with the drawbridge raised up and arrows. And you've got a box. What do you do? Fight, or, you know, fight with your longbow, run away, or move. And if you click move, then you can move. If you fight, then you take damage. But at random, you could take down one of the guys on the top, and then that takes you to a third screen where he disappears, and then you're only fighting the other guy on the top, and vice versa, and then you can finally get in there. And this is running 64 colour mode. I thought this was running ham, but it's not. It's running 64 colour mode because that's all Personal Paint 4.1 managed to convert it into, even though it said it was reading ham, 4096 colours. Unfortunately, it didn't convert it down to ham. So this is 64 colour mode. That means it can be viewed on every single Amiga. Well, so can ham, but I haven't figured out how to do that. So this is a 64 colour game, and it's not bad graphics. You might argue for a 64 colour game, it's actually not bad. So, you know, this was taken on Halloween, by the way. That's why there's pumpkins up everywhere. So they do celebrate Halloween, and they do have festivals. Twice a month there'll always be some festival going on. So, and this is in a different hotel, by the way. This is in the, I think it's Rialto, and the lobby is in the Calypso, but it doesn't really matter. It's, you know, this is the Calypso, and this is where you come out. So, you know, at the end of the road, oh, that's another place. At the end of this road, you can go into the market as well. Let's get back into the road and into the market. You can buy stuff here. You can buy some sun cream. Unfortunately, sun cream is bugged. It takes us back here again. So, thank you for viewing this video. And maybe I'll continue with this and finish it off. But I highly doubt it, since I've messed up every single one of the buttons on every single screen. And I'm going to have to change it before I can get any further with it. But you get the basic idea. So thank you for viewing this, and we might see you again in another one. Thank you.